What's good, my bro?
Good, man.
Welcome.
Here.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes.
It is an honor to have you here. For those who might be sleeping under a rock, my boy Afro B, one of the best to do it in the Afrobeats scene, one of the latest DJs out the UK.
Thanks, man.
Said it. We still show love to the other DJs, you feel me? And bro, just a touring sensation, like globally known. And you're here. Welcome.
I'm here, man. 7th year in Dubai.
Imagine
Crazy.
I tried to welcome you to Dubai last week. I was like, bro, is this your first time?
No way.
I was like, What do you mean?
I've been coming in for, since 2018.
Yeah, man.
I believe.
What was Dubai like back then? Because I hear a lot of different things about Dubai, like back in the day. Everyone's like, yo, back in the day, Dubai was lit, man.
I think it was more packed around this time.
Yeah.
Less UK people, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot more UK people.
A lot more people. Yeah, a lot more UK people now. And different clubs.
The clubs change a lot, don't they?
Yeah, every year I feel like a new club opens.
Yeah.
So before, when I started coming, it was Club White mainly.
Yeah, I heard about that
booking
club.
me, and then after COVID, they changed into a restaurant, and then they just vanished. I think they moved to Abu Dhabi.
Crazy.
But yeah.
Well, welcome back. You're doing a few shows while you're here. It's nice
Yes.
to have some like familiar faces and some talents from where I'm from. So hope you're having a great week since you've been there, bro. Where did you play? You played at Sky.
I played at Sky, so I performed and DJ'd. It was a mad thing.
Jeez.
Packed out. But you see with my events, when I'm booked here, it's a mixed crowd.
Yeah.
So you get the Arabs, you get the UK, American,
Oh, yeah.
Asian. Everyone's all in one place.
Dubai's like that, though.
Yeah.
It's very multicultural, but it's like a different kind of multicultural to the UK. Like we have a melting pot of cultures in the UK, London especially. But I feel like in Dubai, it's like a different side of the world, multicultural. It's more like
Middle
Asians,
Eastern.
Arabs, Middle Easterns, and Americans. Whereas like in the UK, we don't, like London, we don't have much Americans mixing into our pot. It's mainly like...
Unless it's August.
Unless it's August.
Carnival.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Cool. I want to break the ice. I do this with every podcast, like a little routine that I'm kind of setting. And I play a game with all my guests. It's called This or That.
This or that. Okay.
Super simple, right? I'm going to give you two options. You have to pick one.
Okay.
It's not a setup, I promise.
Let's go.
All right. And they're quick fire, so don't think it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Some of them are going to be just to get to know you. They might just be like lifestyle things. Some are going to be like music things. All right. That's the only warning you're going to get.
Okay.
Okay, bet. Indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors.
See, you're really taking too long. It's got to be impulsive.
No, you see me, I have days where I just want to be in, and I have like my splurts when I'm out.
I hear it.
So it varies with me.
I hear it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Spicy food or sweet food?
Spicy.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Pizza or burgers?
Burger.
Would you rather be a pirate or a ninja?
Ninja.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Roller coasters or water slides?
Roller coasters.
Do you prefer texting or calling?
Texting.
Tattoos or piercings?
Piercings.
Okay. Would you rather be able to read minds or see the future?
Read minds.
You sicko.
Read minds.
All right. Would you rather be rich or famous?
Rich.
Would you rather lose your sense of taste or your sense of smell? That's a tricky one.
Sense of smell.
Would you rather be invisible or be able to teleport?
Teleport.
All right, cool. Would you rather know when someone is always lying, or would you rather be able to never forget anything?
I'd rather know when someone's lying.
Yeah, that would be a superpower, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah.
All right, boom. Some music ones for you, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Drake or Kendrick? Say it with
I'll
your
go
chest.
with Drake, man.
Say it with your chest.
Drake.
You said Drizzy. All right.
Drake.
H or Central C? It's got enough right now online.
Central.
All right. J Hus or Kojo?
Both.
Say it with your one or the other. It has to be. No, there's no passes.
That one's tricky.
There's no passes.
That one is tricky.
All right. Miss Banks or Steph London?
Oh, that's tricky as well.
Bro.
It's tricky.
You got to answer it.
It's tricky.
You got to answer it.
Both.
All right.
I'll take a shot.
Burner or Wizkid?
Oh, no, I can't do that either. I can't do that.
You are failing the challenge, bro.
You know I know these people.
You are failing the challenge, bro. Okay. I'll let
There's
you.
a lot of ego in these.
I know. I'll let it slide. All right, cool. So, guys, hopefully you know a little bit more about my bro Afro. So, some interesting ones there. I definitely think I'll be an outside person. if I could choose between the two, but it'd have to be hot country.
Yeah, have to, man.
Yeah. Although I'm a homebody
cold
these
I
days.
can't do, man.
All right, so I don't want this to be one of your typical interviews where people say like, you know, this is how you started your career, whatever.
Yeah.
But I do want to give everyone like a very quick oversight into the Afro that I know and the Afro that I kind of came across 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And I think I've always been really inspired by DJs that have kind of like honed their craft. And I had favorite DJs coming up. I'm one of those guys where like I'll be like, yo, that's my favorite DJ, that's my favorite DJ. Like growing up, Invasion Crew, my favorite DJs.
Big up
You feel me?
Invasion.
Scotty B, I get to work with him every week now. And around 2009, I think we had this amazing transition in music where Afrobeats started to become super cool.
Yeah.
And being someone from Sudan, our music scene was very suppressed. So to just see any part of Africa start shining was like a blessing. It was like, I don't know, like cathartic. You feel me? We had something that we could celebrate. Whereas back in the day before that, it was just dancehall, Jamaican culture, sometimes changing your name on a playground just so that you can fit in. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I remember hearing about you before meeting you and before actually working maybe on the same lineups or whatever. And you had like this trending radio show.
Yeah.
When I say trending, people don't understand what it was to trend in 2009 because Twitter came out before Instagram. And I remember all the guys in my year used to sit in the library or sit in like the different work areas in our like university and they would just be on Twitter, 24/7 on Twitter. But when your show came on, what night was your show on?
It was Saturday night.
What was the name of it?
Afrobeats, the Afro B show.
Bro.
So I still have that show on Capital Extra now.
Sick.
So off the back of the hype that happened, I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2014, 15.
Yeah.
That carried me over to like the national radio.
But you shut down the timeline. I just remember like...
Represent radio.
Yeah.
was a
Afro,
small
when Afro's
room.
show was on, timeline was crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is inspiring because you was like one of the first DJs to really do that. Like capitalize off of using social media to promote yourself and your brand. I thought that was lit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever given you your flowers for that. So
Love, man.
Yeah. I think, but even if we rewind way before that, you've been a DJ for how long now? I think.
So that started in 2012. Prior to that, I was just doing like 16 plus events.
Where like Dreams and them kind of places.
Dreams, yeah. It was me, Kenny All-Star,
Yeah.
a few of my other friends. We had a group called All-Star Skankers. So we'd just go to different places, turn up. And we didn't know we were building a fan base whilst we were traveling to all these house parties and hall parties at the time.
Yeah.
There wasn't any clubs for our age group.
But back then, was you playing Afrobeats?
I wasn't DJing then. That was 2009, 10. I
Yeah.
wasn't DJing. I was just a party guy.
Oh, sick.
Party guy and promoter without knowing it.
No way.
Yeah. So eventually we started to throw our own parties in Dreams, NW10, and South London. We used to like rent whatever we could.
I need to ask you a question about that by itself, bro. Why Dreams? Like, how did you go from Greenwich to Halsey?
Do you know what? I think that was the only place that allowed our age group.
Yeah.
It was there in another place called Tudor Rose.
I know Dreams was lit. Like, it was one of those spots,
Yeah.
like, if you was in there at that time, you were lit.
Yeah. So my friends were partying before I did because I had strict parents. So when I eventually went there, they already done their research on what's popping and what's not. Because they went to Stratford. There was a venue there. What was it called? Anyway, Sean and DJ Sean used to do events there. That was East London. There was Dreams and Tudor Rose all the way in, I think, your side of the town, West.
Yeah.
So NW10 was like the main go-to.
Okay.
And whatever house parties were on ends. So yeah, those were the options for us to go.
So then you picked up DJing after that.
Yeah.
You already had kind of like a wave of people that followed you and like your collective of DJs and stuff. I remember at one point you were doing events on Brick Lane.
Brick Lane, oh yeah.
And by that time, I think you had the radio show as well, and you started to build the world of Afro B. And then you dropped. I think the first song I heard. I'm not gonna say this was your first song, but it was Baba God.
Baba God.
That's
it was
still
one of the first ones. Before then, it was Sweet Cocoa with Mr. Silver, and even another song that was with Tribal Man and Frenchie.
Okay.
So obviously Silver was hot because he came off the back
Through the
of Funky
scene.
House.
Yeah.
And then he started to make the transition into UK Afrobeats.
Right.
So he was one of my biggest collabs at that period of time. And
Yeah.
I was still, people weren't used to the transition because they were used to me just DJing and just shutting it down. So it's just like seeing Black Coffee wake up one day and start hitting vocals,
wanna be a
or
rapper.
DJ Khaled
It's true.
out of the blue just dropping tunes and
It's
actions.
true.
So I get it from that angle that
Yeah.
it's weird. Like, what's he doing? Those
But
like
I don't think it's weird, bro. But for me anyway, I'm a creative. Like my mind, I wake up every day and I've got ideas. You feel me? So I don't know. I maybe can imagine for you at the time, you had all this like inspiration. You just wanted to get it out in a different format.
Yeah.
And I think that's cold. Some of your collabs, I didn't even expect, like knowing that you're from South now, one of your biggest collabs in the ends anyway was with Tion.
Yeah.
And those songs still get played today. You feel me? How did that collab happen?
So Tion, I bumped into him in my uni library. We both went to Hertfordshire at one point. And then he reached out to me and said, let's collab.
No way you went UH.
Yeah, I went
You
UH.
actually?
Yeah, I went
No
UH.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, you went too far down the road from me, bro.
Yeah.
UH is
So
lit,
he reached out, but I didn't know who he was. Because I'm not from them sides. He's from Enfield, Edmonton.
He's from
sorry.
Edmonton, yeah.
Edmonton. So I had friends that would just tell me about him. He sent me the music. I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. And then he sent me the rhythm. We went studio and we had the producer in the same uni called Ella Daddy. And that's how Can't Go Broke happened. And
Bro, I think you're probably
Bay.
the king of hooks in the UK, you know.
there's a few people.
Who wrote them?
There's Hailey.
Bro,
There's
you see Hailey?
Hailey's
Hailey's
there.
a different cloth,
There's
bro.
ODG and NSG.
Yeah, facts.
There's Tiggs the author.
Tiggs. I'm
Tiggs.
sleeping on him.
No, Tiggs is hard.
I'm sleeping on him. Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
sleep on Tiggs.
I'm sleeping on him. I need to go check him out. I'm not gonna lie.
No, Tiggs, he's done a few with Nines. He does a lot of choruses with Nines.
Yeah.
He's
But
hard.
yeah, but bro, I think like when I think of like Joanna, for example, right? The way the song is just created, every portion, every section of that song, every 16 bars is just repeatable.
Yeah.
It just feels like bare hooks put together.
That's exactly what it was.
Is that what it was?
Those hooks, but I didn't plan it.
No way.
Otherwise,
But did you write the song?
Yeah, I wrote it.
So
I
you
wrote
don't
it.
do no ghostwriting?
No,
Or
I
you
just
100%?
wrote it.
That's sick, bro.
And that was just a vibe. I didn't even know a Joanna at the time. I only knew one. That was just a good friend of mine. I was just vibing. At first, I actually said Ronaldo. Then I scrapped it.
But it didn't
I said,
fit properly.
Nah.
Yeah.
It did fit,
What, the Ronaldo?
but it didn't make sense.
Nah, run the Ronaldo version now.
Huh? It was just like Ronaldo.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah. But I was like,
Jeez. I'm glad you changed
Drogba,
it, though. It sounds better.
relate to him. He's from the same country I'm from, Ivory Coast. It does make sense.
Made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense. So being from the Ivory Coast, obviously growing up in the UK, specifically London,
Yeah.
where we do have a vast array of different African cultures, you know, from Harlesden all the way to Greenwich, you're going to get a spectrum of different cultures and communities that come from Africa, all of us with our own different journeys. What was it like being someone from the Ivory Coast, living in the UK, living in London?
My secondary school was Nigerian heavy.
Oh, yeah?
So we all the Africans embrace each other. We never had the anyone trying to be from claim another culture.
Right.
It was just like, yeah, proud African. Like my school was basically Lagos, Ghana, whatever it was. So
Yeah.
I took pride in being African from the jump. Obviously, I'm still from Ivory Coast, so I was still a little bit of an outcast.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an issue. It was just like
They didn't other you like you
no.
felt like, Yeah.
We'll be playing when we play in the playground. It'll be like Nigeria versus the rest or whatever.
Sick.
We're all one family. So
That's cold.
yeah, I never really had like I've heard stories how people denied where they're from to claim you know the Caribbean or wherever it is, but
I felt
it
that a
never
little bit,
happened.
yeah.
It never happened on
Well,
my
for your
side of
side, yeah,
town.
yeah.
Like
That's
Thamesmead, Woolwich, Charlton, Dartford. It was very African heavy.
Sick.
Yeah.
I feel like more so, I guess, once you pass that midline of Africa, east and west, I don't know. It's not like, I just don't feel like we collaborated as much. I don't know why. I think there are more people now kind of crossing over and becoming famous. But I mean, I saw the tweets from Big Zoo recently, where he was talking about, listen, I've made my own career. You man can't chat to me. And because I think he's Moroccan, I'm sure he's Moroccan, he didn't feel like embraced as much.
And where's he from? West?
He's from West.
Yeah, so I feel like West is a bit more, like I've heard a lot of stories from West where it's just like, oh, I just feel like an outcast there.
Yeah, and then when you think about artists like Hailey, for example, Hailey should be gone super duper duper clear. Let's be like, I'm not talking about the UK, globally. How many talents do you have like Hailey? And I feel like if he, I don't want to be too controversial. Maybe if he was a South London artist, he might have got more of a push. Who knows?
I don't think it's a part of London thing.
Nah?
I think it's just who you collab with, and sometimes it's just when God wants it to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes things can't be explained. Even with Joanna, it can't be explained how it got to where it is now.
Do you know what?
That was just a preview I put on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just caught fire like that. And
but
then
did you knew it was going to go though, right?
I knew it was going to go when I uploaded the preview. When I first made it, I didn't know. It was just another song I made.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I was just making Afro Swing, Juice and Power, and all of that was going off.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just continue with the regional sounding stuff. And then I reverted to the Afrobeats.
Yeah. So you see when you done Joanna, one of the sickest things I like about it is, was that an independent track?
Yeah.
That was an independent track?
I've never been signed to a major.
Fam.
It's always been independent.
Bro, you need to write a book for the youths to help them understand.
Yeah.
Because...
maybe in 20 years or so.
No, bro, don't gatekeep the information.
No, I'm not gatekeeping. When people ask, I'll give it.
Because I'm saying right now, like I'm telling you, bro, there's so many artists. I'm talking like high-level artists. Obviously, I toured with some of the biggest artists in the UK for maybe like 6-7 years, right? A lot of the artists just wanted to get out of their deals. Like they weren't happy in the labels. Not saying that the labels are a bad idea. It's not always the perfect fit, right? So when they come across someone like yourself and you have the information, the knowledge, the experience, but you're in it, I understand.
The thing is, a lot of people have the information. They're just looking at the check.
Right.
People know Wagwan. Like it's been happening for years. You know what a good contract. You know you need a damn lawyer. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
You're reading it, but they're just thinking, okay, let me take what's there. But sometimes it's a good thing because when you got COVID and you've just collected something major, you're good. And if you invest it right, though.
Facts. But this is it. Some people may not know.
And then they're going straight to spending it and whatever.
Right, yeah, it's true. But then name me another artist in out the UK, bro, that's done it like you, that has had a breakthrough track, a few breakthrough tracks independently. And I'm not even talking about the ones with features. Like Joanna's no feature, bro. Who else has done that?
Central.
I'm sure Central. Is it all independent? I'm sure he was signed, bro.
Oh, I'm not
because
sure
those
then.
first campaigns were heavy.
Yeah.
Think about it, bro. Man had
he probably got picked.
Man
up
had 5 orange McLarens driving down the A40. Like that's some. I don't want to say it as fact because I don't know, but that looked label treated to me.
Yeah, you might be.
It might have been a distribution deal. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, guys.
Independent
I'm gonna do my research on that one.
I actually don't know who's done it this way and global on this scale.
Yeah, man, take your flowers, bro. That's a big deal.
Yeah, love.
I think this rolls nicely into something I want to talk to you about.
Darko's signed, I think.
Darko's signed. I'm sure Darko's signed.
And when did that song come out? Last year, innit?
Favorite girl.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be honest. The first listen, sometimes I have to listen to a song a few times, right? Because I'm a dancehall head. So the first time I heard it, I didn't really resonate with it.
The thing is, when you sample that stuff like that, is a cheat code.
Yeah.
Because it does something to nostalgia works.
Nostalgia's beautiful.
If you do it properly as well, it's just gonna work.
Bro, same thing.
Then she executed it right as well.
Sench just dropped his mixtape. I think he's calling it a mixtape. Might be an album last week, and he's got a song on there that samples like an old school R&B song.
I think it's the Neo one, isn't it?
Yeah. Bro, immediately I'm just like gravitating towards the song. And if you think about it, even the song that his breakthrough song, what was it, man?
The homophobic one.
Yeah. I can't remember the name.
I know what song you're talking
Doja Cat, right?
Yeah, Doja Cat.
First of all, it's got a controversial name. Second of all, you've sampled a massive song by Eve, like 90s classic, you feel me? So, or noughties classic, I think. And I think you're right. when you do like a little cheat code and you start sampling, we don't really sample like that in the UK. I think sampling in the
Yes,
UK.
we do.
No, wait.
What samplers? Afro swing.
Wait. Let me land, right? I was just about to say, I think it started within the Afro swing era. That's when sampling really, really started. Because before that, we were just making cold beats. Even if you think about, there were some samples in like the grime and the funky house era, but a lot of them were authentic.
Original stuff.
Real authentic stuff, you feel me? So then
the sampling started when
everything went commercial.
Yeah.
When it all went commercial, bro.
So when it got to like the Rams era, Rams, Notes.
Yeah, Notes. Mo started doing, he had a lot of samples through Ill Blue.
And there's one more person.
Young Bane didn't really use samples though.
No, not really. Who's that guy that sung Bally, man? He boxes now.
Swarms. Yeah.
That era of Afro swing. Because remember, there's Afro swing before that.
Yeah.
With what me and Tion and Hustle doing Kojo beginning. And then once it started to pick up, those were the artists that started to pull through.
Bro, tell me what you think about the state of the UK music industry
state of the
right now.
UK music.
Because I know you're I almost separate you from it because most of your touring and your gigs and
it's
like
outside the
where
UK.
do you even live right now, bro?
My base is the UK.
Actually, you're in the UK.
Yeah, but I'm hardly I haven't seen my yard since the beginning of December.
Crazy.
I know, man. Need to get back.
So what do you think? What do you think about the music scene? Because it's different now. It's changed.
To be honest, I've been out the loop. You know, I've been out when I've always had like a global vision, but from what I can see, I think that the rap is doing this thing.
Yeah,
but I'm looking at Central in it. So because where I go is all over, and I'm judging it by what I'm hearing. So he's one of the main artists from the UK that I'm seeing. And to be able to break through with rap as a UK person, that's a major thing. Even in the US, because they're very closed.
That's the truth.
On like outside rap, because they're the originators.
That's the truth, especially because
New York, they're more open to listen to other things. But when you go to Atlanta, LA, they're not really trying to hear any UK.
Well, they got their own culture down.
Yeah, they got their own. Like there's up and coming artists they'll listen to before they hear anyone outside.
Yeah.
But New York, they're more like, I'm open to listen to.
They're more open to it.
Yeah,
I think Sench's become a brand, which is why a lot of people have kind of bought into him. He's done a lot of collabs overseas. He's done a lot of touring in the US. I just think his marketing has been incredible.
Yeah, his marketing has
even
been...
just like little stunts like I took Doja Cat, not Doja Cat, what was her name? Ice Spice shopping. Was it Ice Spice?
Yeah,
I'm sure it was Ice Spice. Yeah, in Paris. Like those kind of things, you lock in the youngers, the controversy behind it, you know? And I think he's done that incredibly well, paired with his music, like just becoming a brand and his appearance and his fashion and all of that. There's not many people that have done it. I think Stormzy obviously to us is goated in the UK, and he's toured and he's done incredible shows all over the world. But I think if I was to compare Stormzy and Central C right now, I would say Sench's brand is stronger.
He's more global.
It's more global, right?
Yeah. I feel like in the UK, Storms might be more of a household name, but that's more because of how long it's been out for,
right?
Because it was before Sench.
Yeah.
So he could be seen to a lot of people as an OG.
Yeah, I hear it.
OG to that generation though.
To that generation. But he really transitioned from grime into UK rap. So I don't even like where Sench really his dominant genre is drill. Yeah. Even most of his recent tape is all like maybe like 2-3 songs are not drill. But out of the 21 tracks, a long mixtape, 17 tracks, it's literally 90% drill.
Okay.
Whereas Storms, he's really kind of gone into more of a gospel route. And I fuck with it heavy, don't get twisted. But
it was a mixture, innit?
Yeah.
It's gospel and then there's a rap, there's a grime. He mixes it all together.
Yeah. And I do like the variety, but I wouldn't say he represents like like Beanie Man's gonna make a dancehall mixtape, you feel me?
Yeah.
Wiz is gonna make an Afrobeats mixtape. You ain't gonna hear really a drill track on that mixtape.
No.
I guess that's the point I'm trying to.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel me? Your collab list is nuts, bro. I was reading your collab list before I came into the studio today.
It's a mad one.
Bro, some of them are like, yo, that's cool. But some of them are like, what?
Yeah.
Like, the cool ones are like Ashanti, T-Pain. Like, that's dope. Bob Marley and the Wailers. Are you alright, bro?
No, but T-Pain's a wow for me.
No, T-Pain.
T-Pain is a wow for
Brazy.
me. That's
Brazy.
a big wow. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But Bob Marley's like royalty. Like sonically, that is royalty. You feel me? Vibes Cartel.
Yeah.
Royalty. Do you get it? Who in the Afrobeats community would you say has been your favorite collab?
Nah, Afro, probably Wiz, you know?
Yeah?
Because Wiz, that's someone I grew up listening to.
You just answered my question from earlier.
Oh, is it?
Wizkid or Burna Boy?
No, but I haven't collabed with Burna Boy yet.
I hear it.
Yeah.
I hear it.
So yeah, Wiz, that's someone I used to play as a DJ as a young guy.
Facts.
When he first started his career.
Yeah.
So to now, this collab with him, and he has no idea that I had that journey before I got there. It was just like, oh, wow.
I did a show with Wizkid in Uxbridge. I think it was like 2012, maybe 2013, as he was blowing up. And I just, at the time, I was a fan. Now I'm a super fan. Like, I love Wizkid. I love all of his music. I think in terms of Afrobeats, to me, he has one of the strongest identities.
Yeah.
I want him to release more, more frequently. I feel like Burna Boy kind of owns the space at the moment. There's nothing he can't release, bro. Like, the guy, anything he releases, it's lit.
Yeah.
But do you know what I've seen a lot of in 2024? And I'm actually like really excited to see more of? The women are really taking over, you know?
Yeah, the women are doing their thing for sure.
women are doing their
especially in
thing.
rap.
Yeah.
In the rap.
Yeah. Who's your favorite female rapper?
Female rapper, Sexy Red, you know?
Really?
You know, do you know what?
You spent a lot of time in
It's
Atlanta,
just a
bro.
vibe. It's the vibe itself. And what her songs do to people in the club, it really takes it up a notch.
Yeah.
Like, people really get lit.
Bro,
But in terms of, yeah, I would say Sexy's up there.
Yeah.
Not in terms of skill or anything, just having a good song.
Bro,
Do you get it?
any DJ set I play, if I reach for the Sexy Red, I already know
works.
it's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
She only had one song that I didn't like.
Which one?
The one where she's singing off key.
Oh, girl, I love you. Yeah.
I
But
couldn't get down.
People
love the song, bro.
Yeah.
But as a music lover, I couldn't get down with it.
Yeah.
And I've always
But that's part of a brand, just to have fun with it.
yeah, I rate it still.
Yeah.
Obviously, your collab list is crazy, but if you could pick someone today, 2025, to collab with, I mean, from the UK all the way to America to Jamaica to Africa, the perfect collab for you in 2025, who would it be?
This one's a bit controversial though.
Tell me.
I feel like me and who's my man that's in jail, man? I'm forgetting everyone's name right now.
Where's he from?
Tory Lanez.
Tory.
I feel like me and him
I think that collab would be
we
crazy.
make bangers back to back.
I
But
do.
we actually do have a song before his whole thing happened. But obviously he couldn't
release it.
He couldn't release it, and
But the whole Tory situation is sad, bro.
I don't even know. I haven't looked into it, but
That Tory situation is sad, bro. All
feel
I know
like-
is I need to free my bro Tory. That Tory situation is sad. I'm telling you, but that's another conversation for another day. 'Cause I feel like there's so much happening in this world right now. Beef between artists is the least of our worries. But I just feel like the competition of the game, this is why I like what's happening between H and Central C right now. At first listen I had on that tape, I heard the diss. I don't know if you listened to his tape.
I heard the diss section. I need to take in the tape properly.
I was listening to it just like, rah, for why? But it encourages healthy competition. And I feel like we're stagnating a little bit when it comes to like UK, I guess like rap or drill or whatever. But in terms of Afrobeats, bro, where did all the artists go? Back in the day, like you said, like we had guys coming through, we had Mr. Silver banging tracks. These guys are still making music, don't get it twisted, but I just feel like there wasn't enough nurture for that community and that sound.
But you mean for UK Afrobeats?
UK Afrobeats or
'Cause
Afro swing.
to the actual people, to the people in Africa, we're seen as outcasts. Like
Really?
we're not making the authentic stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so they're not really gonna collab. They're not gonna do many things,
Right.
unless you're like, they see it as they're gaining something back from doing it.
Is it like, they don't think we're authentic? What is it?
Yeah, maybe. It might be an accent thing. It might be just territorial. Just like, oh, I'm in the you're in the UK, we're here type shit.
How did you get past that?
How did I get past that?
Or did you just get love straight away?
It was just an undeniable song.
Yeah.
That, I just relentless with promo, like ongoing. And I did challenges, dance challenges before it got saturated.
Yeah, yeah.
So before TikTok, it was literally my challenge, and then shortly, Kiki challenge came after. That's what Drake did.
Yeah, I remember.
So those were the main ones. Before, like now, you see challenges for every bloody song.
So when you I'm guessing you've toured Africa and done like shows in different African countries. Firstly, where were you received the best, and did you always feel the love like every time you've gone?
Do you know what? The first people to show major love was the US. I haven't toured Africa like that.
No way.
I haven't toured Africa. Remember, COVID hit 2020.
Yeah.
So Joanna came 2018. It already killed Europe, UK, and then 2019, USA caught it like a year later, and then that's when it was going crazy. I was going like every single state, every city. 2020 came.
Bro, that must have been a good feeling though.
Yeah,
that
it was
a great feeling. Like,
because Hot 97 every 5 minutes. I'm telling you, playing the song. And another thing, it was an introduction to a lot of people to what the genre was. Like when it first came, people, when I was having interviews around, I was like, "Is this reggaeton? Is this blah blah blah?" I was like, "No, it's Afrobeats." So it was like a big intro to what the whole genre and movement was.
so you really like opened, because obviously there's always been this conversation I have this conversation till today with some of my African American friends who say we're not African, like they don't claim being African. And I remember, I think I watched one of your interviews recently where you said that you really opened up this kind of think tank by bringing Afrobeats to America, and people have gone and done like DNA tests and like, you know, like heritage kind of like research and stuff like that.
Because prior to that, a lot of people had just taught Malcolm X and Martin Luther.
Yeah, to no fault of their own, of course.
Doing it with music is like a less patronizing way. It's just like, oh, I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
And then it just like subconsciously you want to deep dive into what's going on.
Yeah.
Rather than just hearing about slavery and all those type of topics.
But that's definitely must have been a proud moment though.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like, that's like a legacy
messages
moment.
like, oh, I've done my DNA test. I'm like 60% Nigerian or whatever it is.
That's cool, man.
I was like, oh, you're my introduction to Afrobeats, whatever.
Yeah.
But the only problem is when you have a big hit, yeah, people want you to replicate the hit.
That's the thing. So I was actually going to ask you about this. I saw it on Twitter, maybe like, I think about 2 years ago. And you know, Twitter can be like, bro, Twitter can be spiteful as hell. And these guys were saying, I ain't seen a banger from Afro B since Joanna. Where is this guy? Do you remember that tweet?
Yeah, around that, yeah.
First of all, how did you feel when you saw that?
Listen, I'm traveling, man. I started off as a DJ. I'm not meant to be doing what I'm doing
Life's
right
lit.
now. So everything is like
Everything
bonus. Is a bonus.
Let them know.
I'm a DJ to begin with.
Yeah.
Just DJ promoter. Everything like from music, singing onwards is just like. So I was saying, unless you travel, you're not gonna know the things I'm doing globally and the scale at which I'm doing it. So I understand that I left the UK with Joanna and then just disappeared to wherever. But when you travel, you know that you actually hear it on almost every country and different territories, there's different hits. So with Jamaica, there's what I did with Vybz Kartel. USA, Fine Wine and Hennessy, which charted out there. And Condo with T-Pain, and all those songs came out after I did Joanna. And Trinidad, me and Marshall Montano, Slow Wine did his thing as well. So there's this other songs that are just France, Shaku Shaku, that did his thing in Europe as well as Paris. There's Puissant that's did well on Ivory Coast. So it really depends where you go. But obviously why not just hit everyone
globally
at the same time, globally? But the songs that came after that it's just specific places rather than hit everyone at once.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
100%. So, but that's by definition, you just minding a business that pays you, bro.
I just have fun, man. Music's meant to be fun. I feel like when you start to look at numbers, listen to people,
it sucks the fun out of it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, like, your process when you step in a booth or when you come up with a concept. Say you wake up first thing in the morning and you have a melody in your head. What is your process? Like Afro B recording a brand new song today. Like, how would you start?
I tend to make songs from scratch.
Yeah.
So there's actually no formula. Like if I hear a melody I like, the song might come instant. It might not come instant. I'll put melodies down and then it's just like a Tetris effect. Just putting everything together and just making it work.
When it comes to collabs then, how do you decide who you want on the song?
I think being a DJ gave me a good ear for music. So I can hear something and be like, you know what? So-and-so will sound good on this. Or so-and-so will sound good on that. Because we're always listening to music as DJs. We have to, because we need to know what people like, or in general, music lovers.
Yeah.
DJ has to be a music lover.
Yeah.
Because we're even playing songs that we may not necessarily like.
But you say that
it's
though.
Good for the people.
You say that though. This 2025 DJ scene is a bit scary. I'm not going to lie.
You know what? Because they've made it so easy for people to get into it.
Sync button DJs, bro. So
sync buttons.
Sync button DJs.
When I started, it was burning CDs, hours and hours of burning it.
Turning up with a slapper.
Yeah.
And the headphones.
Sometimes your CD will be scratched, jumping mid-set. You're there sweating.
I'm laughing because I know the pain.
You're there trying to took over the jump. You're trying to reload the track. Hey.
Crazy.
Virtual DJ, that's what I started.
Bro, do you remember sometimes turning up to them clubs and it was a nightmare? You had the 1 unit thing.
Yeah.
With the little circular thumb pad thing. The big chunky buttons.
Or them old shit new marks.
Them old ones. I remember.
And they had the big spinning thing in them.
Yeah. Bro, we went through pain, you know. These new controller?
Yeah.
Huh? What's a controller?
I remember when I first saw someone use Serato, I was thinking, what?
Bro, Serato was like breaking the matrix.
It took me a while to get into it, because I thought, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Until I actually downloaded it myself and bought a MacBook. And I was like, wow. This actually makes life easier.
I used to run Serato on a Dell, with the vinyls, the needles, everything, like old school computer setup, bro. And now, just thinking about where the technology is, I feel like getting into DJing has never been easier. But I think that's also dangerous because, just like you said, like you have to be a music lover. Better people in these clubs don't even love the music. I'll be looking at a DJ dancing, singing a song word for word. They're looking at me confused. I'm like, brother, you don't even know the song you're playing. Why are you a DJ? You know my DJing, right? If I tell you my routine, because I'm playing a lot right now. My career is like, I'm happy with where I am, right? And to play as much as I play, I have to stay on top of music.
Yeah.
And to do that, everyone's like, what record pools do you on? I say, guys, I listen to Spotify. I listen to songs. All of my DJ sets are created off of playlists I listen to in real life.
Even just going out and listening to other DJs and seeing how people react to it. Yeah. Like you can even just be Shazamming and picking, I haven't heard this song before.
Trust me.
And then pick it up that way.
Yeah, big facts. Bringing it back to the UK, we were talking about it earlier. Just based off of that, love or hate, however you want to see it on that Twitter post, do you feel that the UK is quite judgmental, especially of our artists? I feel like once artists are blowing or climbing that ladder, everyone feels almost like entitled to a say in your career and where they think like you should go.
You know what? Across the world, people love the up and coming story. Like I built up with that person, and then when they blow, that's when they kind of move on to the next one. Well, in the UK anyway, mainly.
We do love a good come up in the UK though.
Yeah. They love a come up story.
Yeah.
So obviously
they'll normally pair you with an artist. Who would you say you was paired with?
Paired with in what sense?
So you had J Hus on Mo Stack, Dave and Storms, done some incredible tracks together.
Yeah. Probably Tion.
I would say Tion.
Yeah,
Facts. I'll definitely say Tion.
Tion, but a lot of I was a lone soldier though, more time.
Yeah.
I was just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
Like even till now, I don't think you can really put me in a circle.
No, not anymore.
It's just like...
No, not anymore. You're your own entity now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you don't see the hate. You just Ray Charles it straight. It's not a thing.
I don't even see it as hate. Do you know? I see. Well, I know how to put myself in other people's what do you call it again?
Put yourself in their shoes.
In their shoes.
And see their perspective.
I was about to say boots.
Yeah. So you don't receive it in a negative way. You just see it as
So
fair enough. That's how you think.
Fair enough. I left you with this.
Yeah.
I kind of get it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Like I've just been in America, wherever it is, just doing my thing. I haven't released like that. Yeah, I'm very self-aware.
Yeah.
So...
But that's an incredible trait to have. You know?
It's good to be People are delusional.
Not just that. Some people are just... Bro, some people are just bitches. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, you cannot give some people, they will not receive constructive criticism at all.
No, you have to be...
No
I'm
way.
very self-aware.
Yeah.
That Joanna's my biggest song. But I'm also happy because I've been getting booked in Dubai for 7 years. When you have a classic, you're forever going to be booked.
Bro, it is a classic, you know.
Like, even the R&B guys that dropped songs 20 years ago,
yeah,
they're still getting booked.
Bro, Fat Joe was here last week.
They don't need to drop
back.
They don't need to drop new songs. Like, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be booked.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
That's lit,
so
bro.
People can drop bangers, but unless they're classics, they'll get booked for the moment because it's a banger, they'll have the hot time. But if it's not a classic, if it's not Up in the Club, Locked Up Akon, if it's not Murder She Wrote, you're not going to get booked.
Facts.
Later after the hype dies down.
Not a lie told, bro. And I think
you're
in that bracket of like Calm Down, Last, like no matter what, those songs are going to get played in the club.
Globally
and
as well.
They're very happy songs. I think that's where Joanna's done really well, bro. It's just a nice song, innit? No matter where you go, you could be dancing on the beach in Zanzibar, you're going to be singing Joanna.
Yeah.
Like, it's a vibe. You've done really well, bro.
Love, man.
Congrats, man. So, yeah, I think within, like, the UK community, let's find another word for hate. I don't want to call it hate. Let's say scrutiny, right? Because we do scrutinize a lot. We have that kind of culture. You know, I was talking to you about it earlier, how even Nines, his recent album, I think like 3 years ago, we called it Crabs in a Bucket, because we have that kind of mentality. When someone kind of climbs out a little bit, we kind of try and drag them back down. And I was saying about the whole situation going on with Crypto Conan right now, how they've come out releasing this new business venture where they're creating a wholesale halal food market, which I think is sick. Like, I never saw it coming.
Where is it?
I actually don't know, but I'm sure it's somewhere in South, bro.
Yeah, I should have asked them when I saw them the other day.
I'm sure it would be somewhere in South, but just the concept is incredible. Bringing together all the food brands and all the different products that we use within our different cultures and communities, giving them a wholesale value for people to buy, because, you know, when we cook, we like to cook. Like, you know, we've got big families and that, like, we like to cook. But then they got a lot of like backlash online.
The backlash for opening it.
The backlash, bro, was because this is what they said online. I'm not saying this is the truth, but apparently they're only a minor stakeholder in the entire business, and that the rest of the business is owned, I think, by an Asian guy. And obviously they're pioneering it and pushing it as a black-owned business. And so a lot of people were just like, well, why are you selling us dreams? Kind of thing, right? Which I feel is like quite unfair. I don't think that is the attitude that we should have, especially when people are pioneering things. Pioneering things means you are one of the first to be doing something to change the tide. When have we ever had anyone from the Afro-Caribbean community owning or even just a stake in these giant, you know, international like businesses where you are creating brands that now are household names, household products? And I don't think they get the flowers that they deserve. And one thing I like about Krypton Conan is they are risk takers. And I don't think risk takers are edified enough in the UK. It's only if you win. If you win, amazing. Bro, bust me. Like, bring me through as well. But if you hesitate a little bit, if you have a bumpy patch, or if you fail, everyone's ready to just either like cross you out completely.
There's no successful person that hasn't failed.
But we have to fail forward. Krypton Conan, the same guys are opening this amazing supermarket business now. They had Crepes and Cones, the restaurant, pandemic hit, very difficult for the food and beverage industry. I'm not sure if the restaurant's still there or not, but you have to try, right? How are you supposed to progress if you don't try? I guess the topic of discussion, bro, is like this culture that we have within the UK. Have you felt it? And what do you feel is, I've definitely felt it, I'm not going to lie. And what do you feel is like the remedy? I don't know. Like, how do we stop?
To be honest with you, yeah, I've never given a shit, you know. I just do my thing. I've done it from the beginning. Like, even like before DJing, I was just like a promoter or whatever. So it's even weird for me to even make that transition. So people were talking on that. Making the transition to sing from DJing, people talking on that. Everyone's always going to talk. Like, that's a guaranteed thing. But just don't give a fuck, man. Just do.
You need to write a book, man. I'm telling you that.
You shouldn't. Just do your thing.
Just do your thing.
Like,
my life really started changing when I adopted that same ethos. That literally just mind a business that pays you.
Imagine if every 5 seconds you
engaged.
It's just like, what's the point?
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
That's energy you could have used to write a song.
Exactly.
You feel me? I could have been on the phone to my mum asking her how her day was. Instead, I'm now fighting you on Twitter. For why? Did I make any money?
Long, man.
Do I care? Do I actually... Nowadays, because I use sports and gym to get out my temper. Yeah, I used to have a bad temper as a child, and I've managed to hone it in as an adult because we're grown, right? Losing your temper is not cute. But there are moments where I just want to go online and be like, shut the fuck up. Like, why are you talking out the side of your neck? But I feel like learning and also teaching the next generation of kids how to control your energies and to transfer them in positive ways is a really essential skill.
Well, it's harder for the new kids because they don't go out.
This is so true.
Everything's online now.
I feel sorry for them sometimes.
So everything's just internalized.
And they might watch this and be like, how can you feel sorry for us? You're old, whatever. I feel sorry for the young community because you don't know what it's like. You don't have the experiences that we had. There were literally some amazing experiences, social experiences, face-to-face experiences.
Knock down ginger.
Jeez, you took it back.
Chilling in the area with friends. You can't let your friends out. You're scared of them getting taken by pedophiles.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a different world we're in now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I would then ask you, bro, in this world, if you could live anywhere, where would you live?
If I could live anywhere, I wouldn't mind bringing up my kids here, you know.
In Dubai?
Because it's safe.
Dubai is so safe, bro.
You can wander around. You won't have issues. You won't be worried about your child finding shit online that might change their mindset.
Yeah.
It's just the education seems to be on point here. Security is good.
There's English schools out here.
There's English
and a lot
schools,
of English teachers as well.
Good quality of life, no tax. Yeah.
What more do you need?
The only thing that's missing is not. I like the tropical vibes, innit?
Right.
So I love a beach or whatever that's more natural, like in the Caribbean. That's the only thing. That and the food is missing a bit here.
Yeah. But
yeah,
that can come. It can come.
It can come, but it's not what it is.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
I hear you. I have a friend that lives in the Seychelles and he loves it down there. He's from the UK as well. We went to university together.
I heard it's not far from here. I might take a quick trip, you know.
But apparently it's nice as well. And it's tax-free. And I think because it's a UK colony, right? So you don't need any kind of visa or anything. Like if you're from the UK, you need some island vibes. Seychelles, you just go land, passport control, go through. Gucci. Like you're good to go. But I hear it. When I told people I was moving to Dubai, I only gave people a month's notice. October, I was like, guys, it's September, and I'm like, I'm leaving next month, and everyone was like, why? And I hadn't been as many times as you had over the 7 years, but over the space of maybe a year and a half, I had been to Dubai 4 or 5 times. Being Arabic speaking, being Muslim, to me, it made sense very quickly in comparison to the environment I was in London. And but even down to my cousins, a lot of people like bashed it. They were like, why would you go there? Obviously, I don't know if you know.
That's what I was saying before. Unless you move around, you're just gonna have a closed vision. You're you know what you know, and you're happy, you're content in staying with what you know.
Bro.
But you moved out and you saw.
Facts.
So if you don't see, you're just gonna like downplay or insult whatever.
Actually thinking about it, bro, the happiest friends I have in my life are the ones that travel the most.
Yeah.
The ones that have seen the most of the world and have taken culture from here and understanding from here and learned from this person, that person, experienced this here and there, tried this food there and there. The most open-minded and just the most content with life. I feel like that's where you've got to, bro.
Yeah, man. I've traveled the world, man.
You're actually an uncle at this point. You know that. It's giving uncle vibes.
I've traveled the world, man.
Yeah.
I've seen so many things. Been, Asia, Africa, Middle East. I just haven't been down the Australia side.
Nah?
But that was before COVID, so I was meant to go.
Australia's got a big music community as well,
Yeah, I haven't been to that side, but everywhere else I've been to.
Do it, man. You might end up touring there for a while. It's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100. We're going to sign out like this. Like, what's coming up? What you doing? What's the vibe? I heard you're going to be DJing again.
Yes.
Talk to us.
So I'm reverting back to the DJing, going to do some headline stuff, some residency stuff. 2 projects coming out this year. The Elephant in the Room, Afro Dancehall project. I've got my food spot in London called The Merge. Come and try it. It's in Camberwell South. Good food. Grilled seafood boil. All of them things. No vegan. Well, like 2 vegan options. But yeah.
Bro, when I come London, I need some treatment.
Yeah, you do.
Know what I'm saying? I need to come and try that food. That sounds nice, bro.
Yes.
Are you going to be doing DJ sets in London as well?
Yeah, so my birthday bash is next month. I'm not sure when the episode's coming out. But yeah, 22nd of February, I'm going to be DJing at my own birthday party. Sick. But I removed all the tables. So
it's just a dance floor.
DJ booth in the middle. But I'm doing it the Jamaican way.
All right.
So if you do want a bottle,
a high table.
The high
tables.
Those are the vibes there.
Yeah.
Like I think sex on culture has just killed clubbing. You can't even socialize. You can't speak to no one.
I watch on Snap.
Everyone can mingle
every week.
Like back in the day.
My Jamaican friends in London.
Jamaicans have the best parties.
They have the best parties, bro.
They have.
When I used to roll out a few times with Stylo and Warning, they used to take me to like Club Coochie and like I think it was Wood Green.
Yeah.
I used to have the best time, bro. Jamaicans are a vibe. A little bit crazy, but they're a vibe.
Yeah.
I'm saying we might need to roll to a Jamaican party, my bro. Family,
hey,
appreciate you.
Up, man.
Come on.
Big up.
Definitely getting a bit too bolo, man. Need to calm down over there.
It's the food, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I love kebab, man. Bro, there's one spot right here. The Berlin one. Have you been there?
Nah, we're going right now.
Okay.
I'm on it. I'm hungry still. Let's do it. Bro, Afro B in the building.
Semo in the building.
Semo Friends Podcast.
Subscribe.
We're out. Peace.
Peace out.